The CNN podcast is sponsored by the Dow Chemical Company, finding the bond between chemistry and humanity.
"30 minutes before debate time, we are inside the CNN workspace. People are very hard at work. We have our pool people at one table. We have Bill Schneider at the end getting ready to blog the debate. We have Paul Steinhauser, our deputy political director, who came into town just 2 days ago to get ready for this debate. Paul, are we good to go?
We are good to go. I think we got all our correspondence in place. We just need those candidates to show up, and we'll have a debate night in America.
Let's take a walk over here and talk to Sarah Holbrook, one of our bookers out of New York, one of our senior bookers out of New York. Sarah, tell me, how have you prepared for this event?
How have I prepared? Lots of aerobics, a lot of carbo loading, good lipstick application most of the time is very important. You want to be presentable for your guests.
Bill, some would call tonight the thrill in Manila. How would you describe it?
It is interesting.
I don't think they would say that about the Ali fight. What else can you tell us?
More interesting than most vice presidential debates.
Wondering how you learn about the debate? Well, right below us right here is the filing center. This is where all the newspaper reporters, television reporters from around the world, across the country, are here telling you back home what they think. Let's talk about somebody who's been on the road, somebody who has a couple of young children, but yet he has to sacrifice to come on the road to bring you the story. Matt Hoy is producer with Suzanne Malveaux. Matt, how's it going?
Good, how are you, Mark?
I'm doing very well. Matt, how many days have you been on the road right now?
Probably about 300 out of the last 365.
And what are some of the most exotic locales that you've been to?
I've been to Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Wisconsin.
You want to talk a dynamic duo. Dana Bash, Evan Glass, they worked together on Capitol Hill, and when the decision was made, we need to put the A-team out in the field, who did they pick? Okay, they didn't pick me, but they picked these two. Evan, you're a veteran producer on Capitol Hill. You're now out on the road. You know Barack Obama, you know Joe Biden, you know John McCain. How are they different when they're in the halls of Congress and then we're out at a campaign rally when they're out shaking hands in a diner?
Well, the first point is when they're in the halls of Congress, you can actually go up to them and touch them. You can shake their hand, you can pull them aside, and you can ask them a question. Now that they all have Secret Service, you can hardly get 50 feet near them, let alone talk to them. And the problem since the conventions is that they really don't want to talk to anybody nowadays.
You know, we had this rare moment when John McCain was actually at his day job and he was in the Senate. And you remember those days, Mark, because we chased John McCain around. And most times we didn't have to chase him because he came to us. Remember that? Do you remember that?
That's absolutely true.
So he arrived on the Hill, as Evan described. He had his Secret Service around him, but we were able to get close to him with a camera, with a microphone, just like you're doing with me now. And I followed him down the hall, not even thinking, because I'm so used to doing this with him in the halls of Congress, that he wouldn't want to answer my question. And he got pretty annoyed, you know, and I tried to ask him a question. He said, "No, I'm serious. We're not doing this now. I am serious." And he kept walking. Of course, I tried again. He ignored me. And one of his top aides, who had been with him for years and years and years in the Senate, laughed as I was walking. "It's not like the old days, Dana, is it?" And, you know, it's true. It's just completely different.
I'm Wolf Blitzer. Every weekday, I wrap up the stories rocking the political world in our new video podcast. Go to iTunes or CNNPolitics.com and be sure to subscribe to CNN equals Politics Daily.